Many men unknowingly sabotage their growth in marriage by clinging to outdated ideas about power, control, and masculinity. While they may enter marriage seeking partnership, love, and lasting connection, some men unconsciously fall into patterns that make them feel as though their worth as husbands depend on maintaining dominance, making all the decisions, and providing unchallenged direction. But in doing so, they cut themselves off from the richness, resilience, and shared strength that a true partnership could bring. They shoot themselves in the foot, often without even realizing it, and in turn, harm the very relationship they wanted to build and nurture. One of the common ways men undermine their marriages is by overlooking the strengths and insight their wives bring to the table. Whether it's due to cultural conditioning, pride, or fear of appearing weak, many men take on a mindset that they should be the ones who lead, decide, and control everything within the marriage. When a man makes himself the sole decision maker, however, he misses out on the diverse perspective, wisdom, and creativity his partner could provide. By viewing his wife's input as a threat rather than a strength, he essentially deprives himself of a critical ally, a partner who could help him see challenges and opportunities with fresh eyes, often resulting in choices that leave them both struggling rather than thriving. Control may feel like power, but it often becomes a prison. When men assume they must be in charge at all times, they take a burden that breeds stress, resentment, and even loneliness. They find themselves weighed down by expectations, decisions, and problems they could have shared. Rather than feeling supported and understood, they feel isolated within their own marriage. Ironic because their wife is right there, willing to help, willing to share the load, if only they'd allow it. By trying to bear it all alone, they end up feeling isolated, exhausted, and eventually resentful of the very role they assigned to themselves. Another way men often sabotage their own happiness is by resisting vulnerability. Many men believe that showing weakness or uncertainty will somehow make them less respectable even to their wives. But vulnerability is the gateway to true intimacy. It's where understanding, empathy, and connection flourish. When a man refuses to let his guard down, to admit his fears, anxieties, or dreams, he unknowingly puts up walls in his marriage. His wife may sense he's struggling, but without openness, she cannot fully support him or connect with him on a deeper level. Withholding vulnerability, he effectively limits the closeness and compassion they could experience together. The tendency to avoid vulnerability also has a profound impact on emotional connection. Many men, even those with the best of intentions, find it challenging to fully communicate their emotions. Instead of expressing fears, doubts, or even moments of joy, they remain stoic, often because they fear they'll appear weak. But without emotional openness, the relationship becomes shallow, starved of emotional intimacy that could truly make it flourish. When a man denies himself the opportunity to fully connect with his partner, he may later wonder why there is a distance between them, why their bond feels thin, or, or why the closeness they once felt seemed to have faded. Finally, some men unintentionally undermine their own happiness by viewing their wife's personal growth as competition rather than celebration. When a woman pursues her dream, whether personal or professional, her success can sometimes trigger feelings of inadequacy or insecurity in her partner. Some men feel they need to be the provider, the one who has all the answers, and seeing their spouse excel can feel like a threat to this image. But in truth, a marriage in which both partners are encouraged to grow individually will be richer, stronger, and more resilient. A woman's growth isn't a threat, it's an asset, a sign that the marriage is rooted in mutual respect and support. When men choose to celebrate their wives' accomplishments, they expand their own world, inviting inspiration, mutual respect, and admiration into their marriage. In the end, men who approach marriage as a domain to control rather than a relationship to nurture are only hurting themselves. They are choosing to walk the lonely, heavy road, overlooking the profound strength in vulnerability, the joy in shared decision making, and the freedom in supporting the spouse's growth. These men often find themselves tired, burdened, and wondering why the closeness they crave feels so far away. But by recognizing their wives as true partners, by sharing the load, embracing vulnerability, and celebrating each other's growth, they can break free from the very traps they've set for themselves. Marriage isn't about who is in charge, it's about who is willing to show up fully and to truly see their partner. The greatest strength a man can bring to his marriage isn't control, but openness, respect, and a willingness to work alongside his partner. In letting go of dominance and embracing true partnership, a man doesn't just strengthen his marriage, he strengthens himself, unlocking the potential for a relationship that's fulfilling, empowering, and resilient beyond measure. Thanks for watching.